Hey guys, what's up? Serena here from thriftdiving.com. Well, today I've got a really easy project for you. We are going to do a tablet holder, and we're going to make this out of copper piping. I actually made this probably last year because I was doing some other project and I needed to make this. And then I realized this is kind of cute. Why am I not like putting this on the channel so you guys can learn how to do it too? Basically all it is just copper tube piping. We're gonna use a tube cutter, which is really simple to use, and just a couple of other copper pieces in order to fit it all together. And glue, we need glue for sure. So stick with me because in this video we are making a simple, easy tablet holder. So let's talk about what you need for this project because you only need a few pieces of materials. So we're going to use a 1/2 inch copper tube piping. The typical standard size, I believe it might be 8 foot. You will have some left over, so you might be able to do another project. We're going to need 4 of these. I don't even know the proper name of these. I call them tees, copper tees. And then you're going to need 4 of those, and you can buy these individually. And you're going to need some 90-degree elbows. So get 4 of those. You'll definitely need glue. You'll need some of these little caps, and we're going to be capping off the end of these to make it look finished. Copper tube cutter and a measuring tape. Most tablets are going to have a case on them, and so go ahead and measure with the case. This tablet is about 10 inches. So I think I'm going to cut a piece about 8 inches, and by the time you add it all up, it should probably be a little bit over 9.5 inches. And I'm just going to extend this line so I can see it a little bit more, because when I get this piece in here in the copper tube cutter, I want to make sure that this line is lined up with the little cutter that's in there, the little wheel. All right, so it snaps in there. Now on the copper tube cutter, it's going to show me which direction that I need to turn. So just follow the arrow. So it's telling me that I need to actually turn this in this direction, which is a counterclockwise direction. And one thing you'll notice is that as you turn it, it's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. And as it's making those turns, it's cutting into this copper tube piping. And it'll start to feel like it's loosening up a little bit. That's when it's about to make its cut. Just keep turning until it makes a clean cut. Right, and there we go. We have one 8-inch piece, and we can measure this and just make sure that we actually have 8 inches. And that looks pretty spot on, 8 inches. So now we're gonna do another 8-inch piece, and then we'll do the side pieces. Now before we do that, let's actually take a look at this template that we have here. So this is the piece that we just cut 8 inches, and this piece is the 8 inches. Now we're gonna cut the sides. Now the shorter your sides are, the more reclined your tablet's going to be. So we don't want to make these too short because otherwise it's going to be laying almost flat. And we don't want to make it too tall because then it's just going to be too straight up and down. So typically if we've got 8 inches here, then 6 inches is a good amount to do here. And the same is true here. If you make this, let's say 6 inches, then 4 inches is a good size. So basically, I guess, would that be like a 3 to 4 ratio? Gosh, I don't even know. It's been so long since I've done math. But basically, whatever the value is here, subtract 2 inches and have that be your side pieces. These pieces here are going to be 2 4.5-inch pieces. So your last measurement will be, let's do a little smaller than 1 inch. So once we get all these pieces cut, then, here we go, then we can start putting this together, and we can dry fit it to make sure that it's actually going to go together. So we've got 2 8-inch pieces. These side pieces are 6 inches. You could do a little bit more, maybe 6 1/4. These are 4 1/2. We've got 6 of these smaller pieces. These are not quite 1 inch. They're just shy of 1 inch. 4 end caps, 4 elbows, and 4 T connectors. Okay, so to start assembling this, we want to take one of these 8-inch pieces and 2 of the elbows, and it should go in there nice and easy. Now we're just going to assemble this. We don't want to glue this together yet because we want to make sure that it's actually even. So we're going to do the back first. We've got our 8-inch piece, 2 elbows, and now we're going to take our smaller 6-inch pieces, and we're going to put these here, one on the left and one on the right. And then at the bottom of this, we're going to stick one of these T connectors, put in the 4.5-inch pieces. And this is going to be a little wonky, so we just have to make sure that it all fits together because these will want to slip and slide. So put one there. It's probably going to fall over. Stick one in there. And now at the end of this, well, it shouldn't come out, but when we glue it, it'll be secure. So we can actually even set this up if we want to. And now that we have this standing up, we can stick this little T connector here and this little T connector here. Now remember these small little pieces that are just under an inch? We're going to take one of these, pop it in this little connector, and we'll take another one, pop it in that connector. And now what we can do is take this 8-inch piece and we can add one elbow to the left and we can add one elbow to the right. And I can just set this right into place. Now we're going to flip this over and it's going to be a little loose because we have not glued this yet. And once we flip this over, we're going to have these little holes here at the bottom. We actually want to put caps on these because if not, it could scratch the bottom of your table. So we're going to take these little pieces that were less than 1 inch. We're just going to slide it in the bottom. And you should have about 1/2 inch, a little less than 1/2 inch. And now we can take these copper caps and just pop this on the bottom. Now it's going to feel loose, but when we get some glue in there and let that set, it's going to grasp on there. And then when you set this on your table, you can put a little felt pad underneath here so it doesn't scratch your table. All right, let's see if we can stand this up without it falling apart too much and see how it looks. All right, let's test this and see if this will actually hold our tablet. And it does. Okay, this looks good. It's not rocking back and forth. So we can glue this up. So now what we want to do is to use some of this glue, and we're going to need to have a towel because this is probably going to get a little messy. We're just going to use some clear glue, and this will have to set for probably overnight. So now what we can do is move this mat out of the way, making sure we don't have any glue left over, and we can straighten this out. So it's going to still be a little wobbly until the glue dries. So we want to make sure that it's as straight as possible, that the connections are all there, that we don't have any wonky pieces, that it's not rocking back and forth. So it looks like it's pretty steady. And then we can leave this for 24 hours and come back and have an amazing little tablet holder. And here's a little tip. So the next day when it's dry, you're going to want this thing to shine. So get a lemon, put some salt on it, just rub it all over the copper and then wipe it with a cloth. And you're going to see this amazing, vibrant metal just shine through. It's going to look fabulous. And let's talk cost. So this was about $25 to make for just the copper materials. It could cost a little bit more if you have to buy the copper tube cutter and the glue. Now here's one thing that's really, really cool. You could actually use it in your kitchen for a cookbook holder. And yeah, you can use it for a workstation. So it's got several uses around your house, whether it's your garage, your office, whether it's for your kids. There's a lot of things you can do with this. So if you enjoyed this project, be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, let me know what you think, and come back again because we're doing cool things here at Thrift Diving, and I will see you next video.